All right, here we got another problem. We got 2.73 times 10.45 equals x. What is x? So this one you could easily like use a calculator, but I'm trying to show you a way to do it mental math. I don't know if your teacher's a pain in the butt or something. Or I don't know, you're like asked a question in front of a girl you like and you want to answer it correctly to impress her. I don't know. Maybe your grandma doesn't think you're good enough. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. To start this off, we're gonna want to just pick one of these little niblets and like just totally expand it and like make it way easier to multiply. I'm gonna choose 10.45 since like 10 more than 2 and 4.5 more than 7.3. I don't know, I just picked it. So we're just gonna wanna leave 2.73 the same, and then we're gonna wanna split up 10.45. So we got 10. I'm splitting it up in the easiest way I think is possible. Plus, well, here I'll just start off with 10 plus 0.4 plus I'll do plus 0.4 plus 0.05. That's a start. So this is a bit easier. It's 2.73 parentheses times 10 plus 0.4 plus 0.05. It's still equivalent. But we could just multiply each one of these individually. And I'm just gonna start off with 10 since the other ones are still a bit too tough to handle right now. Or actually I'll make it really visible how it's split up. Okay, the big dots are times. So we got 2.73 times 10 plus 2.73 times 0.4 plus 2.73 times 0.05. That's 0.05. There's like a dot there. It's kind of like a line now. Don't want to make it worse. All right, so this one, it's the easiest. You just move the decimal to the right, and that's going to be 27.3. Okay. Now we just have two more little guys to get through. This one, like 0.4, I don't know that. Like nobody knows that. 2/5. What's 2/5 of 2.73? Yeah, just give up on the girl at that point. No, we don't give up. We're gonna want to take this and split it up even further, the 0.4 to be specific. So 0.4 is equal to 0.1 times 4. Right? So that's all the same. And 0.1 is a little bit more manageable since it's kind of like a smaller version of 10. You just move decimal places. In this case, you move 1 to the left instead of the right, since it's a 10th instead of a 10. So it's going to be 0.273, and then, well, it's multiplied by 4. Right? Hopefully you got that. Okay, this paper's kind of getting a little bit full. I've got my drawer right here. All right, so I'll kind of leave this bit for that paper. Okay, so we have the 27.3, the first, like a third of the problem. Our second third is what we're on right now. 2.73 times 0.1 is equal to 0.273. Now, if you multiply that by 4, you kind of, and there's a lot of ways to do it. You could add 4 together, or add 4 of these together. But I like to just kind of do this in my head. It works for me the best. This is 12. Bring up the 1. Or, nah, wait. I'll show you how I do it in my head. 4 times 3 is 12. And since it's 3, like a thousandth, it's 12 hundredths. And then you add that by this next one. 4 times 7 hundredths is 28 tenths, or 28 hundredths. I don't know the wording, but you could see where the point is. 0.012 is 4 times 0.003. And then 4 times 0.07 is 0.28. And then one more, 4 times 0.2 is 0.8. Then you add those all together, and you're left with 1.092. All right, so we have the first 27.3, the next 1.092, and the last bit is 2.73 times 0.05. Okay. So we could do the same thing again, like splitting the 4 into 1s, or splitting the 0.4 into 0.1s, and that's what I'm gonna do. But another way you could also manage this problem is, you see how 0.05 is half of 0.1? And we already did 0.1 times 2.73. So just half of this number is the answer. But this answer is kind of weird. Like, I don't know what half a number is off the top of my head of 0.273. But if it worked out better, I could just take half of that number. Say it was like 0.22. We could just do 0.11. If you get what I'm poking at. Okay. But I'm just going to do the split up method where we turn it into 0.01 and multiply that by 5. And this is 100th, so you just move the decimal 2 places to the right. So instead of 0.1 times in that, making it, well, that, or 2's right after the decimal point. The decimal point is going to be between a 0 and then it's the 2, since we got an extra 0 in this little guy. Yeah. All right, so we have 0.0273 times 5. Okay, so we're just going to do the same thing again. 0.0273 times 5. So 5 times 3, 15, and then add the zeros. 5 times 7 in this column is 35. And add the remaining zeros, or 0, or zeros. You could put the zeros out here too. 5 times 2 in this column brings it over here. And this is what we're left with. We have 0.0015 plus 0.035 plus 0.1. And this leaves us with 0.1365. Okay, so we have 0.1365, 1.092, 27.3. Remember, adding all those together, we get x. So we just gotta add them all together. Here, I'll 0.1365. Just gonna do the plus thing again. And then 1.092. I'll just align them. I'll keep them aligned, like the 0 and the 1, 9 and the 3, 2 and the 6, 5 and 0, and just not get confused. We've got 27.3. Okay. And yeah, I'll start it off over here since everything's fine over here. 28 point. No, it moves one over here. Okay. 28.5285. Pretty sure that's right. So that's what 2.73 times 10.45 is. There we go. And let's check our work. Let's see, Alexa, what's 2.73 times 10.45?
2.73 times 10.45 is 28.5285.
Bang, like a boss.